want that rattle. Whatever that is.
Hello, everyone. Hi. I think Jenny is doing all the sharing real quick. See?
Yes, I am.
Say hello when you pop on. How are you doing? We're curious. How's your week going? How is, we're almost at the end of our first month of 2022.
Oh my gosh, isn't that crazy?
Isn't that crazy? It's so crazy to think about.
Holy moly. We had a really interesting energy readings before the class today. It's like everybody got the same message.
How's your mom? So if you guys don't know yet, Jenny and I are your hosts for Rising, which is our group healing program that is online on Tuesdays. We do readings and then we do education class tools. This week happens to be Alchemy Week for Rising, which was so much fun. It's all about learning and then shifting. And this week was about how to shift out of what we have kind of created as far as awareness for the last 3 weeks. So yeah, the readings were what was your favorite reading? What do you think was the most, if we had to share a message from readings for everyone in this group, what do you think would be the most?
Okay, so those are two different questions. So I have a favorite one, and then the main message would be different for me.
Okay, well, let's do, whatever. We do what we want.
Okay, right? So my favorite one was daydream. Give yourself permission to daydream. Stop letting your reality define your reality, and all the people and all the naysayers say, oh, it should be this way. You should do it this way. It's supposed to look that way. It's got to fit in this box. Let go of that and give yourself permission to dream, because everything that ever has been created on this planet first started as an idea, as somebody's daydream, and then it became a reality. So that's my favorite. That was my favorite. The message that I feel like for most people got tonight, there was 1, 2, 3, 4. They were all the very same. Even though we pulled different cards, they were totally different people, totally different situations. The meaning was the same, that you can't control other people.
Yeah.
And you got to stay in your own business. And as long as you are aligned and connected here, no matter what the heck is happening out here in the chaos and craziness of the world, I'm okay. And when I can hold this space, this stuff that's happening out here can maybe start to slow down and settle and be okay, because I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my two.
Well, and it's such an interesting thing, because we're in Rising, we're talking about inner child, right? And connecting with your inner child. And a lot of people had relationship stuff popping up, and it was sort of like this kind of underlying secret theme of this last week. And we had to kind of remind everyone, okay, hang on, work on that relationship with your inner child first, and then you're going to see that some of these issues will start to float away, which is my favorite thing. We cannot control what other people are doing. We cannot be, hey, Coach G, we can't waste our energy doing that.
Mm-mm.
And then I'm not saying lay down and just let people do whatever, because I'm the first one to have some boundaries and be like, hells no. But if you're sitting over here and you're really struggling with something, what is that triggering in you? What part of you can you work on to change that situation? Byron Katie is way huge into that. And her whole idea of judge your neighbor is all based on that idea of, hey, stop looking out here. My favorite part of her book, or one of her books, is she talks about well, my kids should pick up their socks on the floor. Who's being bothered by the socks on the floor? You are. And it really has changed the way that I think about things, especially cleaning and stuff. And of course, it's nice to have everyone help you. But if you're the one stressing out about it every single day, guess what? You can just pick it up or learn to let it go. You have 5 different ways to heal everything, right? We talk about elements all the time. You have 5 different ways to heal everything. You have 5 choices. You want to learn more about the 5 choices? Join Rising. We'll talk more about that. I don't want to go down that road today in this live, but anyways, you have 5 different ways you can heal. Using the elements, you have 5 different ways to go about it. I'm trying to think of what I think that, yeah, the readings were great. I feel like those were the big points. I always enjoy talking about relationships individually. I think that's like, we got to talk about that today in Rising, and I really love that. But I feel like my big aha for the whole like week, I don't know that it really came up in Rising. I'm trying to think if it did, because it just kind of left my brain for a second, and now I'm like, shoot. It was like so good. And I was like, what was it that I was going to say? Because I was like holding on to it. I was like, hold on to it. Let Jenny talk. What? It's left me. Dang it. It left the building. And I was like, this is such a good one. I had a lot of conversation about, it's been a relationship week with me. I've been doing a lot of relationship work with people and their significant others. And so that's been a lot of fun. Same themes going on there. We can't fix other people's stuff. We have to work on our own things. You can't heal everyone. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to leave it there. That's not what my thought was, but it's gone. So apparently that was not what I was supposed to talk about.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Over the weekend, I went to a hot springs, which is like, y'all know me. Water is my element. Oh my gosh. And it was so beautiful. I took my drum, of course, and drummed in the water. And there's just something so powerful about, like, water is such a great conductor of energy to begin with. And when you're floating on the water and you're getting drummed on top, but the water's also picking up the vibration. So you're getting drummed on the side and the bottom and the back. Oh. I need like 5 more hours there.
Jenny could hot springs I thought that I loved water, and then I went to hot springs with Jenny, and I'm like, man, she could hot springs all day. She'll be so pruny. But it does feel good to just float and let go. This weekend, my big lesson was like, it's always my lesson. My mom can probably attest to this as well. She's watching. I'm always in a hurry to go. Like, when I get my mind set on something, like, let's make it happen like today, right now. And Source has slowed me down since Christmas. Source is like, slow down. You cannot force it. And an interesting, as I'm like working on some discomfort that I have in my own body, something that's interesting that's coming up for me is trying to over push something out and holding on to something can feel the exact same. Like, a lot of times people are like, oh, okay, I'm not releasing it. Maybe you're releasing it too much. Like, you're trying too hard to push it out. So if that's something you think is happening for you, and it's something that I've had to keep reframing for myself, is like, okay, I know you want this shift to come, but you can't force it to come. You can't push it out. You have to allow it to do its thing. You have to allow it to process in its own time, and it will leave when it's ready.
Yeah.
As frustrating as someone who is always in a hurry to get to the next point, it is hard.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And that's my big aha. You can't push it out.
Yeah.
Pushing and holding feels the same.
It takes the same amount of energy. It really does. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's, my brain is still percolating on that. I'm like, ooh, pushing and holding. Interesting. Just kind of like, excitement and anxiety. Really the same emotion.
Yeah. They feel the exact same in your body.
Feel the exact same in your body.
Pushing and pulling.
Pushing and pulling.
Because every single time I check my elements, grief and letting go is perfectly fine. So and flow. But worrying, blocked. So worried about, am I releasing it? Am I showing anger in the right way? That's another thing that's been coming up for me is, and this is such an interesting thing because, okay, so when you believe in reincarnation like I do, and you have a conflict with someone that's a big thing, it's kind of hard to be mad at them. I found like I have this situation in my life right now that I'm really like having to like, it is taking me effort to be mad at them because I feel bad for them because the situation, it's almost like this weird survivor guilt that I have over the whole situation because I feel like I feel and I can see this like wounded part of them, and that makes me so sad. And I just want to come and pick them up and be like, "Oh, come here. Like it's okay. You're going to have to deal with this again probably because I don't know if you're going to get through this in this lifetime, you know." But the other part of me is like, I am so mad. You really did me dirty. And like, and not in like a little way, like a big way. And so my inability to be angry is really creating quite the codependent situation in earth energy. So that's just Jasmine's. I didn't know I was going to go personal, but that feels like what's coming up. And it's such an interesting thing. And I coach people all the time. Like whenever I'm working in sessions, I'm like, you got to be mad, girl. You got to be mad. And then here I am, like struggling to use that constructive anger. Can't just let it go on its own time. Don't push it out. Don't dwell on it. Yeah, my mom is saying the same thing. Like, you can't let it go. You can't push it out if it's not ready to go.
Yeah.
The new thing will be birthed in its own time.
Yeah. And I just grabbed my drum yesterday and just like, yep.
We are human. And I also do feel like I have to just be really honest. I underestimate movement. I really do. We were doing in Rising today, we were talking about, I don't know what you call it, like just moving out of emotions, moving out of these like fight, flight, freeze, fawn kind of responses. And I was like, oh, this feels really nice. We 100%, because we don't want to be weirdos, we 100% don't move as much as we should. We don't let it flow. And it's so important to move.
Well, and look
you can't just be in the brain the whole time.
Children are not afraid to move anyway at all, ever. They're not, there's no subconscious, there's no judgment. It's like, oh, this feels really good right now. I'm just going to do it. You know, or they're really big, you know, or they're just really weird and wacky. And there's no judgment because they just know intuitively, instinctively, oh, I'm feeling a certain way and it feels in my body. So if I move it, it's going to be okay. And then we're trained, sit down, shut up, hold still. And then we can't feel our emotions.
Yeah.
And so giving yourself that permission to move, you know, emotion means energy in motion. Move your body, move the emotion through you.
Yeah. You have to move and let it flow. And, oh, I remember what I was going to say. Okay. Oh man, this is so exciting. Okay. Oh my gosh. I don't even think you know this yet. So this is like, could be brand new for you. But I want to paint this picture for you. I'm at meditation group on Sunday. Okay. Everyone's meditating. We're beautiful inner child meditation. We're in sacral chakra. We're just healing all this guilt and shame. You know, you guys know I'm on this kick about guilt and shame about sex. Working through that, right? And I'm not going to say who it is because I don't want to like put their business out on blast. But a particular person who came to meditation group, I could feel her and I can feel this like, okay, she wants to open her mouth and she wants to say things. Jenny, she spoke to me in light language. And we had a whole conversation. It was crazy. I can't even believe that's the thing that I forgot. And the whole reason I'm saying this, so I felt like and I was even talking to my husband about this, who was like, this is kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about this light language business. It's kind of weird. And I get it. It is kind of weird because it's like this whole idea of feeling the vibration of the words. And so when someone is saying it to you, you're not interpreting. You're not interpreting the words. You're just feeling the vibration of the word and you're allowing it to settle however. And that was like the point that like was such a big aha for me this week is like, if we let go of our interpretations and we just simply felt the vibrations of the words that people were saying, how cool would that be? And that's how cool that moment was because her and I are both like, we're not experts on, I'm not an expert on it at all. It just kind of comes out sometimes and it's really cool, kind of weird when it happens, but I'm digging it. And it felt so cool. Afterwards, she's like, we just looked at each other and it was like, you know, I know, we know what just happened. And it was crazy and it was so cool. And it felt so good to just kind of let the sacred language come out without having to interpret, without having to be in your brain and to just feel it. Oh, I'm so excited I remembered because that's such a big one. Like, stop trying to interpret all the things, stop trying to push, stop trying to pull, stop trying to control, and just allow the thing, allow the word, allow the situation to vibrate in your body, however it's going to, and it's going to be okay.
Yeah. That's last night in yoga, we were doing root chakra. And I just kept repeating, let go of form and feel. Let go of form and feel. Don't worry about being in a certain position the way you're supposed to be, and just feel, how does your body want to move? You can't mess it up. There's no wrong. There's no wrong way. Letting go of form and feel, letting go of like a certain way of speaking and feel what is the resonance, what is the energy that's coming, not necessarily the words and your interpretation of what you thought you think they're thinking and feeling.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
It was really cool. It was such a cool thing. And yeah, anyway, if you remember one thing from my conversation and my today, let go of attachment to words and just feel them. Just feel the vibration of what's around you for a little bit. See how that serves you.
I love it. Okay. We are like, oh, where'd you go? I lost you.
I'm still here.
Okay. My computer just went somewhere else. Okay. It's fine. We're really supposed to try and keep these to like 5 minutes.
We
Jasmine, I don't know how to do just a little. It's fine.
We have failed.
Yes.
So this week coming up real quick before we pop off.
Yeah.
We have a Reiki retreat.
Uh-huh.
That's really exciting on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we're going to create some new Reiki level 1 and 2 practitioners, which will be super exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what else is.
We have a drum making in March. Orders due need to be in February. So we've got about a month left to get those drum orders, and we're doing journey drum, journeying to past ancestral healing, inner child healing, future astral projection, traveling, just basically wherever you want to go. This drum is going to help you get there. And there's lots of stuff. We have class every night at the studio, Sunday through Thursday, and then workshops on the weekends. And it's amazing.
It's amazing. It's busy. It's popping. There's always something super fun going on. So either join us in a meditation group, join us in Rising. If you happen to be a light worker, we also have light workers. And you can come to retreats. All of the retreats we got the silent retreat coming up. We got the relationship retreat coming up. I think we have a signature like connection to self studio retreat that we usually do coming up as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All on the website. Join us. We'd love to see
website.
you. Mm-hmm.
Okay, everyone. We love you, and we will see you later.